Currently, when I scroll on YouTube, I see a lot of stuff about the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate movie and who the cast would be. While yes, that would be a movie that I would go blindly see without hesitation, having a ton of characters from different IPs and the fact of making a really good story with all of these characters is definitely going to be a hard task. But if Marvel could do it, I still highly doubt that we'll have an actually good story. Instead, I want to see Nintendo make a movie over another great video game series being one of the most popular video game franchises of all time, and one with a really good story, Mario Kart. So let's see if I can give a somewhat good cast for this movie. And I'm not doing this for just one Mario Kart game, but every mainline Mario Kart game, including Mario Kart Tour. But before I give off the cast, there are a few rules I have to lay out. First off, anyone who was in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Well, not that one. I'll leave you to the nostalgia critic. Anyway, if a character was already in the Mario movie, I'll keep their voice actor the same. I highly doubt this movie will ever be made, but if they ever made the movie, I doubt Illumination will scrap the original cast. I mean, who wouldn't want Jack Black as Bowser? Secondly, any clone characters are just going to have the same voice as the original characters. I don't think Tanuki Mario should be voiced by someone other than Chris Pratt. It's like using a stunt double that doesn't resemble the actor at all. Speaking of clone characters, I'm only counting clone characters from official Mario Kart games, like Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8. Sorry to all you Rosalina Bull and Dam fans out there. Which, yes, does take out most of the Mario Kart Tour roster, but there are still a few characters from that game that are original and unique, so they can be on this list. Lastly, I will not include anyone from the arcade titles since they aren't mainline. Now, with all that out of the way, let's finally talk about my perfect cast of this ginormous pipe dream.
It's me from the future. Anyway, while I was trying to make this video, this happened, so I'm going to include all the Mario Kart World characters into this video as well. Okay, let's get back to it.
Starting off with the first game, Super Mario Kart, where most of the characters in this game are already in the movie, so we can fly through this game quickly. The first character is Mario. Gee, I wonder if he's ever been in the Mario movie before. Just like before, he will be voiced by Chris Pratt. Nothing too crazy there besides the casting choice. Luigi's next, and hey, Charlie Day gets to reprise his role. I hope that one part of the movie will have this meme recreated in the Mario universe. We have Peach, who is voiced by Anya Taylor-Joy. I hope you enjoy hearing her name a lot. She'll be brought up quite a bit. The next character I want to talk about is Yoshi. Now this is an interesting case. Yoshi was featured in the Mario movie, but he never got any voice lines outside of his original voice actor making a cameo. But who would pick up the Yoshi voice? Well, this might be an interesting pick, but I chose Harvey Guillen. I'm sorry for anyone I pronounced wrong. Many people might not know of his name, but you might recognize him from some of these iconic roles. Most people know him as Perito from Puss in Boots and Guillermo de la Cruz in What We Do in the Shadows. I wanted to try and find a higher pitched voice which wasn't too annoying for the audience. And when I thought of Perito, I liked the voice enough where I think his voice could possibly fit somehow. If you have any other suggestions for any characters, let me know down below. Next up is Bowser, played by Steve himself, Jack Black. Now here's one of the most forgotten Mario Kart characters, that being Donkey Kong Jr. I honestly struggled to find someone to fit DK Jr.'s character because he's such an obscure character. Originally I was going to say Kevin Hart because he'd bring a much more comedic side for the character. But eventually I decided on someone who could play a much calmer side, like how DK Jr. is usually very calm. I chose Jordan Peele. He's mostly known for his comedy show with Toad's voice actor being Key and Peele, but he does act in many different shows such as Derek from Modern Family and played many different voices in Bob's Burgers. You could probably find other things you recognize him from, but these were just a few things I listed. I just think he would bring a much more monotone voice to the cast along with possibly getting some screen time with Keegan-Michael Key. Plus he played Obama at one point, how could you not want that? Speaking of Toad and Obama, he is next on our list, and he will be reprised by Keegan-Michael Key. Again, I just need Toad and DK Jr. next to each other for one more Key and Peele skit. Next up is Koopa Troopa, which does have an actor in the Mario movie, that being Scott Menville. I mean, he did give us this meme, so I can't complain.
Well, what if she says no?
Now let's look at the two characters introduced in Mario Kart 64. First up is Donkey Kong, who was already played by Seth Rogen in the Mario movie. One thing I have to say is that I will both love and hate hearing Rogen's laugh throughout the entirety of the movie. Although it would be a good Smash Bros. Taunt. Take note, Sakurai.
Jones.
The other character we're talking about is Wario.
You pick!
Now some people are already saying that Wario was in the Mario movie in a flashback. Cope all you want, that's just a random kid. As for actually adding Wario, this is pretty tricky. Man, who could voice such a legendary character? After some thought and a certain song getting stuck in my head, I made up my mind. I chose Jermaine Clement. He plays a lot of iconic characters from movies. One I was most shocked about to learn was his role as Boris the Animal from Men in Black 3.
It's just Glorious.
He also voiced many characters like Nigel in Rio and Ziggy in Regular Show. But what sold me was his role as Tamatoa from the Moana franchise, a giant greedy crab who only has one love in the world: money. Heck, he even sings a very iconic song about his love for shiny things, something that would be very on point for Wario. Plus, I know it would make Shafeless very happy. Next, we have Super Circuit who, Moving on to Double Dash, which is going to be a huge part of the movie since most of the important characters of the series come from this game. The first character is Daisy. Now, Daisy is an essential character to the Mario series, so finding a voice was difficult at first. But then, I thought of someone most people may recognize the voice. I chose Cristina Valuenta, or more commonly known as Christina V. She has voiced a lot of characters throughout her career, and her wide range made me think she could play Daisy very well. Some of her most known characters are Verasika Mayday in Hell of a Boss, Marinette in Miraculous Tales, and Tulin in The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, along with so many more iconic roles. I think her wide variety of characters and her high-pitched voice will make a really good Daisy. Also, who else wants to hear a modern Birdo is the next character we will talk about. Now, at first, I didn't really know who would play her, but then I watched Night at the Museum 3 and remembered Rebel Wilson. While she hasn't been in anything more modern that I've seen, she's a very good comedian who has a ton of iconic comedy movies. Playing Fat Amy in the Pitch Perfect movies, Tilly the Night Guard in Night at the Museum 3, and Raz in Ice Age Continental Drift. Again, not all of her roles. Remember, if you know someone for a much more iconic role, there is a comment section, for some reason. Baby Mario and Baby Luigi are the first official clone characters, which means Chris Pratt and Charlie Day get another role. Trust me, this is just the beginning. Next up is Toadette, who I had an interesting adventure with picking. I went through so many people in my mind, but I feel they would be very interesting picks. I wanted to start off with a popular female singer, like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande, but I leaned away from that very quickly. No hatred to either of them, but I just didn't have the idea sit well with me. I thought Toadette to be more fun-loving, giving more of a kind of friendly, caring, and fun-loving vibe. That is when I landed on my final pick, being Vivian Nixon. While yes, not a household name, she has a few roles in very popular shows, along with being a talented singer. She played Andre in Glee, and more recently known for her role as Millie in Hell of a Boss. I thought her having a country voice could give some diversity to Toadette as a character. Paratroopa is basically another clone character, so let's just bring back Scott Menville. Out of all the names to say, this is going to be my favorite to repeat. Menville. Diddy Kong is the next character, and since he was already in the Mario movie for a whole 5 seconds, let's just bring back his actor, Eric Bauza. Bowser Jr. is one of the most iconic Mario characters, so finding a voice that would match his personality was going to be a challenge. I ended up picking someone I am actually genuinely proud of picking, that being Tara Strong. She has played a lot of iconic characters you probably don't even know about, playing Miss Minutes in Loki, Bubbles in Powderpuff Girls, Raven in Teen Titans Go, and a lot more. However, the role that made me choose her was her role as Timmy Turner from The Fairly Odd Parents. I loved Timmy Turner's voice growing up, and hearing it on Bowser Jr. would be crazy, as long as Bass Cosmo isn't present.
The good news is I've named my nickel Philip!
What's the bad news?
It's a girl nickel!
The next character is Waluigi, and I already know this one will never happen. That's because this actor is retired. Sometimes. I just want to make my Mario Kart Dream roster. Let me live my dreams. As for who should voice him, I would go with the legendary Jim Carrey. If you need roles he's played, how do you not know Jim Carrey? He is known for his roles as Ace Ventura in the Ace Ventura movies, Lloyd in the Dumb and Dumber movies, the Grinch in the live-action How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and both Ivo and Gerald Robotnik in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Having the unhinged Jim Carrey with no restrictions would be the perfect Waluigi. Although I already know Jim Carrey will never play Waluigi. I felt like I had to add him in because he's one of my favorite actors of all time. Our next character is Petey Piranha, who I honestly could choose literally anyone. I mean, what would be the best kind of character for such a giant dungeon-like monster? British! I chose Ricky Gervais. I don't know why, but seeing Petey Piranha being a respectful British man would just be hilarious. Ricky Gervais has played a lot of iconic roles, such as David Brent in the British version of The Office, Dr. McPhee in the Night at the Museum trilogy, and Argonaut in the first out of probably infinite Spy Kids reboots all the time in the world. Let the franchise die.
No.
The final character of Double Dash is King Boo, who, while yes is in the movie, didn't get a voice actor. I thought of 2 different actors depending on King Boo's personality. If King Boo's going to be a more comedic villain or a sinister threat. If he was going to be more of a comic relief villain, I would have Michael Keaton voice him. Keaton is known for a wide variety of roles, such as Batman in the Iron Man movies, Beetlejuice from the Beetlejuice movies, and the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. I think his role as Beetlejuice would be a good voice and a good character for King Boo. Just, age appropriate, please.
You bunch of losers! Nice model!
However, if King Boo is going to be a sinister villain, I would give the role to Willem Dafoe, who played the Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movies. I tried finding another credit, but all there was his role in Aquaman.
Aquaman sucks.
I believe these two could bring a lot of life to this character. Overall, I would choose Willem Dafoe as I would like to see King Boo be serious. Now we can move on to Mario Kart DS, which only had 3 new characters to talk about. First off is Drybones, and he is already voiced by Scott Menville in the movie. This is Rob, which if there ever was a Mario Kart movie, Rob would not be in the movie. But if he was, he should be played by Anthony Davis, and it would make a ton of sense since his most iconic role is C-3PO in the Star Wars movies. I'm actually shocked I haven't added a mainline Star Wars actor until just now on this list. But come on, C-3PO and Rob, they're basically the same. I mean, seriously, one of the most infamous voices of all time voicing a minor character like Rob would be hella awesome. The final character to talk about this game is not on the main roster, but for download play, that being Shy Guy. And since Shy Guys were already in the Mario movie, Nate Dilderhorst can reprise his role as the Shy Guys. Now let's move on to Mario Kart Wii. This game is known for introducing some of the best new characters. First up is Baby Peach, another clone character, so Anya Taylor-Joy will come back. And then there's Baby Daisy, who is another clone character, so we can have Christina Valuenza return again. Finally, an original character to talk about, that being Rosalina. I honestly couldn't decide who would take her role. I also had a hard time caring. But then I settled with a pretty interesting choice, that being Hannah Waddingham. She is most known for her roles as Rebecca Welton from the Ted Lasso franchise, Gail Meyer from The Fall Guy, and Septa in Game of Thrones. I feel bad I only know her from Hocus Pocus 2. I think she would make a really nice and calming voice for Rosalina. But now, let's talk about the face of Mario Kart, Funky Kong. Honestly, I didn't have to think hard about this pick whatsoever. Funky Kong should be voiced by Chris Tucker. I mean, come on. Chris Tucker's voice is so iconic. Known for his roles as Detective Carter in the Rush Hour franchise, Smokey from Friday, and Johnny Booze from House Party 3. I know for Nintendo's target audience, Chris Tucker wouldn't be that well known, but if Keanu Reeves could be in a Sonic movie, then Chris Tucker can play the great Funky Kong. Next up is Dry Bowser, who is another clone character. And as much as I like Dry Bowser, he still is a clone character, so yes, Jack Black will get to voice the iconic bad guy. The next character we get to talk about are the Miis. Who should play the Miis? You. Yeah, this would be the only character from the mainline Mario Kart games I wouldn't really want in the movie, unless it's the great and powerful Matt. Other than that, keep the Miis out of the Mario Kart movie. Now moving on to Mario Kart on the 3DS, or less known as Mario Kart 7. This is where the clone characters start to show up a lot. First up is Metal Mario, who will be voiced by Chris Pratt with a voice modifier. Don't worry, you won't be able to tell the difference. Next, we have the Honey Queen, aka the most popular Mario character. I chose Emma Thompson. She is well known for her role as the Baroness from the live-action Cruella movie, and Mrs. Potts from the live-action Beauty and the Beast movie. That's literally all I know her from. But I chose these roles for a specific reason, because they were both very royal characters similar to the Honey Queen, so I thought it would be a pretty good role for her. Wiggler was another character I didn't have any struggles picking their actress. I ended up choosing Alison Brie, known for her roles as Diane Nugent in BoJack Horseman, and most importantly, Unikitty from the Lego Movie franchise. Literally, Unikitty is just Wiggler, but a cat. So I thought bringing this character to voice another character who can be happy and angry at the same time would be a pretty good pick. Finishing off Mario Kart 7, we have Lakitu. Both the playable character and the ref are going to end up being played by the same actor. And that actor, I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce this name, Kumail Ali Nanjiani. He is most known for his roles as Kingo in the MCU, Foreman in Goosebumps, and Jay from the Lego Ninjago movie. Overall, I think Kumail would be a great actor for Lakitu, being a person who can really portray a character who is easily concerned and controlling, like Lakitu is in the Mario Kart series. Now, let's move on to Mario Kart 8, and more importantly, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Even if the character is from Mario Kart Tour, I'll talk about them now because, let's be honest, getting into a mainline Mario Kart game is more impressive than an iPhone game. Starting off, we have Baby Rosalina.
Stupid!
Yeah, there's nothing crazy here, just give Hannah Waddingham her only other role in the movie. Then, we have Pimple Peach.
This is not okay. This needs to stop.
It's now the third role for Anya Taylor-Joy. But now let's move on to the characters I'm really excited to talk about, those being the Koopalings. I'm excited for these guys because inevitably the Koopalings are coming to the Mario movie franchise. Up first is Eggy Koopa. I wanted to pick someone who could voice a nerdy and hyperactive character. The Then I chose someone who actually could sound like Eggy, that being one of the most iconic voice actors of all time, Alan Tudyk. He can do numerous, and I mean numerous types of voices, but these are the roles that I want to hear Eggy sound like in the movie. These roles are King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph, Joker from Harley Quinn, the Duke of Weselton from Frozen, bro looks like my uncle, and Duke Weaselton from Zootopia. Just listen to this one clip of Tudyk's voice.
You think I would have done that had I wanted to? Half the fun of our relationship was the mystery. Now I know Batman is just some boring rich asshole with parental issues.
I think this would be a perfect Eggy Koopa. Also thank Alan Tudyk for the creation of this meme.
No.
Roy Koopa was a difficult character to pick a voice for. John Travolta was the only actor I ended up thinking of. Reddit might have a better answer at this point. John Travolta is best known for his roles as Danny from Grease, Tony Manero in Saturday Night Fever, and James in Look Who's Talking. I don't know, I thought it would be an interesting choice. Nothing really else to say. As for Lemmy Koopa, I ended up choosing Kimiko Glenn. This voice actress can portray a ton of different characters, like Lena from DuckTales, Penny Parker from the Spider-Verse trilogy, and Nifty from Hazbin Hotel. And Susan. Overall, her range and high-pitched voice made me generally shocked, and I thought Lemmy should have someone with great range. A really good opportunity for the character. Believe it or not, I actually had some struggle with who to choose for Larry Koopa. I wanted someone who wouldn't have to go over the top with their acting, but it's Larry, so you know he'll be ready to Larry all over the place. That being said, I took an interesting route and gave the role to David Spade. This movie might become an Adam Sandler friend reunion, I don't care. Some of his roles are the titular Joe Dirt from Joe Dirt, Marcus Higgins from Grown Ups 1 and 2, and Emperor Kuzco from the Emperor's New Groove movies. I think his calm and monotone voice would make for a good Larry, since Larry's supposed to be the most basic character of the bunch.
Wendy is next, and I had no doubt on who the role would go to, that being Lily Cooper.
She's most known for her roles as Jackie in the Grand Theft Auto franchise, Doc from Fraggle Rock's Back to the Rock, and the role I wanted to focus on the most, Velvet from Hazbin Hotel. For any Hazbin fans, Velvet is basically Wendy in a nutshell. I mean, imagine hearing Wendy with these voice lines.
Yes, I've got it handled, Vox. Are you doubting me? Really? Me? That's what I thought. Yes, I know. They're all a joke. Thank you, V. See you soon. Kisses, darling.
Ludwig von Koopa, my favorite Koopling of the bunch. I mean, how can he not be? For Ludwig, I had a tough time choosing between two different actors, but I had to go with my favorite voice actor of all time, that being Keith David. There are so many roles I know Keith David from, and probably so do you. He is best known for his roles as Dr. Facilier from The Princess and the Frog, Husk from Hazbin Hotel, man, I have a lot of Hazbin Hotel actors on here, and King Andreas from Amphibia. His deep and mysterious voice would sound very accurate for Ludwig. The other voice I was so close to choosing was Greg Chun, best known for his roles as Ike in the Fire Emblem and Super Smash Bros. Games, and the American voice of Player 456 from Squid Games. Both have a mysterious and deep enough voice where either could work, but I had to give it to my boy Keith David. The last Koopling to talk about was Morton, and I don't know why, but Patrick Warburton popped in my head immediately. He is best known for his roles as Joe Swanson from Family Guy, Ken from the Bee Movie, and Kronk from Emperor's New Groove movies. Since Morton is usually depicted as a less than intelligent character, I think Warburton would have a great time picking this character up. We're basically getting a modern Kronk.
Oh yeah. It's all coming together.
Now let's move on to the characters introduced from the original game's DLC. First up is Tanuki Mario, which is another role for Christopher Praddington. As for Cat Peach, give another acting credit for Anya Taylor-Joy. But now we can move on to the character that will likely start a war on Twitter.com.
Oh, I'm sorry. X, as the stupid people say.
I agree, that's dumb as hell.
That being Link. With talks about a live-action Legend of Zelda movie, God save us all, many were trying to speculate who would play the iconic character. One actor I've seen a lot of people say would be Tom Holland, which I can completely get behind, known for his roles as Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's also known for playing Nathan Drake in Uncharted, so he has experience at being a video game actor. Overall, I think that Tom Holland can bring some life to the legendary hero as he races around in a go-kart.
Hey, it's me from the future again. So about halfway recording this video, my computer died. So I had to go and use my PC mic. So from now on, you'll be hearing my voice like this. I actually like it better. I might stick to this way from now on because it gives more volume to my voice. So yeah, I hope you enjoy a higher quality voice. The next character is one of the only two characters to get two voice actors. That of course being the villager, for both the male and female villagers. For these two, I ended up choosing both Seth and Rachel McFarlane, both being very iconic voice actors. Seth MacFarlane is known for his roles as Peter Griffin from Family Guy, Ted from Ted, and Mike from Sing. As for Rachel McFarlane, she is most known for her roles as Haley Smith on American Dad, and the lovable Odalia Blight from The Owl House. I just think these two can do very well as both of these villagers, even though the villagers never had voice acting. Isabelle is another interesting third-party character. Although she does talk in whatever language this is, it would be interesting to hear her with an actual language. And for Isabelle, I chose Kristen Schaal. She is well known for her roles such as Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls and Louise Belcher from the Bob's Burgers franchise. I just think her high-pitched voice and the fact she's typically casted for nicer characters, Isabelle would suit her very well. Now we move on to the only other character to possibly get two voice actors, the Inklings, again for having two different genders. Again, unlikely they will ever be added into a Mario Kart movie. Who am I kidding? That one SNL skit is the only Mario Kart movie we're ever getting.
It makes me feel big!
Now for the Inklings, I took a different approach. Instead of picking voice actors that are famous and all over Hollywood, I wanted to pick some voice actors who have recently been more popular voices to hear. For Inkling Girl, I chose Elise Lovelock. She is most known for her roles as Charlie's singing voice from the Hazbin Hotel pilot, Uzi from Murder Drones, and Mommy Longlegs in Poppy Playtime. Although I chose her for the fact that she also voices Maggie Spletzer from SMG4. My bias has a purpose for once. Overall, she has a very wide range of characters she could voice, and I think she would do a good job. Although literally they'll pick Ariana Grande instead, let's just move on. As for Inkling Boy, I ended up choosing Sean Chiplock. Though he is more known for his roles in video games, he still brings a ton of life into his characters. He is most known for his roles as Revali from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Noob Saibot from Mortal Kombat 11, and Kaner from The Amazing Digital Circus. Similar to Inkling Girl, I chose Sean Chiplock for Inkling Boy for my personal bias as his role as One-Shot Ren in SMG4. They just did a really good job with his voice, meshing it with the western tone and the Inkling sound effects. Just take a look.
Trust me, Maggie. When I'm done with you, you'll never even want to leave. You and I could have something great here. A rivalry that can go on forever. You, of all people, should know how important a rival is. Right?
It could just be me and my bias, but hey, it still sounds very cool. Who am I kidding? They're probably gonna pick a freaking Jonas Brother or something. Gold Mario is up, and do I really need to say who he's gonna be voiced by? I'd love to say I spent a ton of time for the last 3 characters in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that were from Mario Kart Tour but brought from the Booster Course Pass, but I didn't as 2 out of the 3 were in the movie already. Kamek was voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. As for Pauline, she was also in the Mario Bros. Movie, so she would be voiced by Jessica DiCiccio. The only one left to talk about who wasn't in the Mario movie was Peach. Damn it! Well, another role for Anya Taylor-Joy. Let's move on to Mario Kart Tour. Oh, I forgot to mention, not counting Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, that game has 2 characters. The first character to talk about is Hammer Bro. Now, even though Hammer Bros and Koopa Troopas are 2 completely different things, they're too similar, so I decided to keep the same voice actor. So Hammer Bro will be voiced by Scott Ville. Auntie Mole is a very interesting pick. That's because no one ever asked for this pick. But I ended up going with Corey Burton. He is most known for his roles as the Titans from Hercules, Crow from Samurai Jack, and Mole from the Atlantis franchise. Yes, I chose a guy who played a mole to play another mole. I mean, listen to this.
The magma has solidified in the bowels of the volcano, effectively blocking the exit. No, that would take an explosive force of great magnitude.
Now we have a couple of clone characters that barely slipped by into the movie. They're original enough for me to let them in, so why not? First, we have Captain Toad, who would still be voiced by Keegan-Michael Key. I mean, do we really need another voice? The other is Dr. Mario, who I can finally say is the last role Chris Pratt will take on. Finally, no more clone characters, and the last time I have to talk about Chris Pratt and Anya Taylor-Joy. I don't know why, but this generally excites me. Yippee! Poochie was without a doubt the hardest pick for an actor because he's just a little puppy, but I ended up going with Steve Buscemi. He is known for his roles as Seymour from Ghost World, Randall Boggs from the Monsters, Inc. franchise, and Wily from the Grown Ups movies. I ended up going with him because he brings a lot of comedy to his roles and a lot of life to his characters. Dixie Kong has been a character that people have wanted in Mario Kart for years. Now let's see if I can give her an appropriate role. Now you're probably thinking, Dixie Kong was in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, so she already has a voice. To that I say, yes, you're right, Dixie Kong was in the Mario movie, but she never had an official voice actress. She just had the crowd sound effect over her. So here would be Dixie's actual voice actress. Call it out in left field, but I chose Peyton List. She is known for her roles as Holly Hills from Diary of a Wimpy Kid Dog Days, Emma Ross from the Jessie and Bunked franchise, and Tori Nichols from Cobra Kai. I chose her because she definitely proved to have a wide range of characters. From the happy-go-lucky princess to the down-on-luck teenager, I think she would also have a good voice for it. Now, I know not everyone is going to agree with me, so please let me know if you have any other suggestions. I honestly was kind of stumped with this one. Nabbit was next, and once again, I struggled to find a good voice actor, so I settled down with Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler? What are you doing here?
Waiting for them to play Gangnam Style.
Best known for his roles as Happy Gilmore in the Happy Gilmore movies, Nicky in Little Nicky, and so many more iconic roles. Yes, I basically was getting the Sandler friend group back together. Sorry to all the Kevin James fans, I couldn't find anything for him. King Babam is up next. Now, I had a ton of difficulty picking a role for this Lord Babam. He's such a regal figure and commands a voice that carries emphasis on what he says. At first, for comic reasons and the Sandler reunion, I chose Kevin James, but I really thought about it and I wanted a more serious role for King Babam. So I landed on James Monroe Eagleheart. He is known for his roles as the weary businessman from Disenchanted, Zestiel from Hazbin Hotel, and Asmodeus in Hell of a Boss. I think his deep voice could muster a sort of mocking tone that would make him very intimidating. Oh my god, shut up, he was in the Mario movie, but all he did was explode. Hey, May from the future again. So I was looking for the clip of King Babam, and I found out he actually is voiced by Scott Menville, so oops. But I'm keeping my original casting for James Monroe Eagleheart. And saving the weirdest for last, well at least at the time the original script was written, we have Chargin' Chuck. This is the only time I'm doing this, but instead of getting an actor to play Chargin' Chuck, I was actually hoping to choose an NFL player. I'm not a major NFL watcher, but I do watch the games for my team. Why can't we win? As for who I picked, it could be any football player, past and present. My top two were Travis Kelce and Peyton Manning. But if Kelce was hired, we would have to give a role to Taylor. Honestly, anyone from the NFL could work. Now that Mario Kart World is here, or around the corner, depending on when this video comes out, we got some wacky character picks to talk about. I picked as many relevant picks as I could, but some of them were just for the vine. So let's get this list started. Our first character is none other than a Goomba. Surprisingly, the Goombas are a popular character and in the Mario movie, but they never got a voice actor. So I ended up choosing Kenan Thompson to voice the little guys. Thompson is known best for his roles as Dexter Reed from the Good Burger movies, Keenan Rockmore from Kenan and Kel, and his many roles in Saturday Night Live. I think he could add a lot of comedy and just a good tone to the character. One of my favorite things on SNL is just watching how Keenan's characters react to things on screen, and seeing the wackiest things happen in Mario Kart. I think Thompson's delivery would really work out for these guys. Piranha Plant is another character who never got a real voice actor. With picking Ricky Gervais for Peter Piranha earlier, I wanted to continue the line of a British Piranha Plant. So I chose the only other British actor I could think of at the time, Benedict Cumberbatch. I wrote this at midnight before an exam, don't question me. Cumberbatch would be best known for his roles as Alan Turing from The Imitation Game, The Grinch from I Wonder What Movie, and Doctor Strange from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think he's a very well-rounded actor who has many different voices he can use, rather it be the whiny voice of the Grinch or the sophisticated British voice, which would again be hilarious for Piranha Plant. However, when revisiting the list, I remembered Matthew Rhys as a possible voice. He is best known for his roles as Montgomery Grease from Burnt, Daniel Ellsberg from The Post, and Emperor Bellows from The Owl House. I think this could be a better way to capture how sinister and sneaky a Piranha Plant could be. I'd prefer Benedict Cumberbatch, but I wouldn't mind hearing Matthew Rhys either. As long as they're British, that's all I care about. One character I didn't really have any struggles with was the Pianta. I ended up choosing John Goodman. He is mostly known for his roles as Dan Connor in The Connors, Bill Rhonda from Kong Skull Island, and James P. Sullivan from the Monsters, Inc. franchise. I think he has a very nice voice that would sound good overall and very friendly for the Piantas. I mean, one blue giant for another blue giant. Coincidence? I think not. Our next character is the lovable Spike. Honestly, I'm shocked it took this long for Spike to be added to a Mario Kart game. Now, who would play these guys? Sorry, SMG4 fans, Kevin isn't gonna voice him.
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
Instead, I chose Rob Paulson, known for voicing numerous characters in the Animaniacs, Pinky from Pinky and the Brain, and Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron. I honestly like the numerous voices that this guy can portray, and I thought it would be good to hear on Spike's voice. I mean, who wouldn't want Spike to finish that croissant? The next character is the Dolphin, who thankfully I'm not going to take too seriously. My rule of thumb is the stupider the character, the less fitting a character will be. So let's meet the voice of the Dolphin, J.K. Simmons. Most known for his roles as J. Jonah Jameson from the Spider-Man movies, Omni-Man from Invincible, and Cave Johnson from the Portal franchise. Also Ford from Gravity Falls, gotta give my favorite show some love. Like I said, I added him for the sole reason of it being just a funny voice on this character. Imagine the dolphin just writing a news article on Mario being the mustache vigilante. But if you want another wacky character, take a look at the cow, cause why not? As for who would voice the racing and the obstacle cows, we have John Cena. Yes, the John Cena.
His name is John Cena!
Known obviously for his fighting in the WWE franchise, but he does have a few acting roles as well, such as Peacemaker in Suicide Squad, Jacob from the Fast and Furious franchise, and the Mermaid Ken in the Barbie movie. But I honestly just chose him for his role as Ferdinand from Ferdinand. A bull and a cow aren't so different after all. Okay, time to finally get serious here. Let's talk about the Pokey. Well, that was not a good example of serious. But I actually thought of a good idea for Pokey. I thought that we could get more of a southern accent. Since Pokeys are from warmer environments and the south is pretty warm, I wanted a southern country tone. So I ended up picking Lance Barber, known for his roles as George Cooper from Young Sheldon, Comanche from Gangster Squad, and Binky from For Your Consideration. I was overall pretty impressed by Lance's acting ability in Young Sheldon. While yes, voicing a Pokey in a Mario Kart movie probably won't require a major range, still doesn't mean I don't think he would be a good fit for it. Plus that's the only way we're gonna get George Cooper alive again. Moving on to the Parabitty-Bud. Honestly, I had no idea who could voice him at first, but I ended up choosing Jamie Foxx. Honestly, I just remembered this one bird from Rio that looked like a Parabitty-Bud and boom, casted.
Nice.
Although that is far from his most notable role, as some of his other roles are Django from Django Uncharted, Max from Collateral, and Electro from the Spider-Man movies. Overall, I just saw the Rio parallel and thought that was it. A quick cameo, nothing too special. It's unfortunate if the movie was ever real how little of a role some characters would get, so don't judge the actor's skill for the role I chose for him. Next up is the Penguin. Now the Penguins were in the Mario movie and the King Penguin did get a voice actor, so to be lazy I'm sticking with the actor of the King Penguin, that being Karatorum Payton. And with that, that's all the characters, well, voice actors that were in the Mario movie. We don't have many characters left, so let's just get into these final few. Definitely one character that was not expected to be added was the Sidestepper. I mean, a literal crab is in Mario Kart. Next they're gonna put a bee in. Oh wait, they already did that twice. As for a crab-themed character, I chose the voice of the most iconic crab of all time, that being Clancy Brown. Brown is known for his roles as Alan Smith from A Nightmare on Elm Street, Surtur from Thor Ragnarok, and of course, Mr. Krabs from the SpongeBob SquarePants franchise. I mean, come on, how perfect would that be? I mean, Nintendo is already trying to be Mr. Krabs, so let's just get Mr. Krabs in the Mario Kart movie.
Hello, I like money.
Then we are at the Snowman, or Mr. Blizzard. Yeah, did you guys know these things had an actual name besides the Snowman? Now you know the rule, wacky character pick and even wackier voice. Therefore, the Snowman will be played by Keanu Reeves. I think you know Keanu Reeves for many things, like the titular John Wick from the John Wick franchise, Neo from The Matrix, and Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. If you want to complain about my choice, don't. A cute little snowman has the voice of a legendary assassin. How could that not be amazing? After that, we have the Cataquack. Do these things even make noises? I have no idea. But they need a voice actor from the movie, so here we go. I chose John Mulaney. He is known for his roles as Spider-Ham from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Chip from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and Jack Horner from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Okay, I never actually knew Jack Horner and Chip are the same voices, but as a Cataquack, it doesn't actually sound that bad.
Behold, Excalibur! Excalibur! Yeah, I couldn't get this rock off of it, but it's still pretty cool, right?
Next, we have to talk about the Fishbones. I just have one question, Nintendo. How did Fishbones get into Mario Kart World before Dry Bowser? I mean, how? I get why Nintendo didn't really want to add clone characters from the past because of the costumes in Mario Kart World, but still, I need my Dry Bowser playthrough. Anyway, the voice of Fishbones should go to Brad Garrett. He is most known for his roles as Robert Barone from Everybody Loves Raymond, Eeyore from the Christopher Robin movie, and Bloat from the Finding Nemo franchise. Also, he's the Easter Island head from Night at the Museum. That's honestly what made me choose him.
My dum-dum want to speak.
Thank you.
I don't ever expect for Fishbones to have many lines, nor be able to actually form a sentence. That is why I chose Brad. A good actor with an iconic voice. Although I did recently remember a more intimidating voice, that being Michael C. Hall. He is best known for his roles as Dexter Morgan from the Dexter franchise, the Bulgarian from Game Night, and Toffee from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. I just remembered such an intimidating voice from this guy, and seeing it on a Fishbones would be hilarious. But I'm sticking with Brad Garrett. Next, we have Peepa. Yeah, that random ghost from Mario 3D Land is here, but anyway. Now this may be a bizarre and utterly unlikely pick, but I chose Thomas Ian Griffith. He is best known for his roles as Terry Silver from the Karate Kid franchise, Jan Valak in Vampires, and Max Parrish from Hollow Point. Now I know besides Cobra Kai, Thomas hasn't had an acting role since 2007, but if anyone watched Griffith in Cobra Kai, they know he did a fantastic job playing Terry Silver. Along with his cold and sadistic voice, I think that would work well for a ghost-themed character. I mean, imagine Peepa sounding like this.
That seems unlikely. Kreese always told me you were his best student. I never saw it. You got guts, Lawrence. I give you that. But just not much upstairs. Attacking me on my own turf. Come on! You never stood a chance.
Okay, sounds a bit outlandish, but I don't care. I just need more Thomas Ian Griffith in more modern acting roles. Up next, we have The Swoop. Well, I would say have Batman play him, but I went with someone else. Instead, I chose Giancarlo Esposito. He is mostly known for his roles as Akela from The Jungle Book, Sidewinder from Captain America Brave New World, and Gus Fring from Breaking Bad.
Well done.
I just think he has a very iconic and sinister voice when he wants to, which would also sound good on the mischievous Bat. Let's just hope his face doesn't get blown up in this movie. Steen B is now our second B-themed character in the Mario Kart franchise. At this point, Honey Queen seems like a normal pick. But now I'm sure you all know who I had to choose for this role, that being Jerry Seinfeld. Known for his roles as Barry B. Benson from the B Movie, do you get it yet? He is also known for being Seinfeld on his own comedy show called Seinfeld and Bob Cabana in Unfrosted. Personally, I'm not a huge Seinfeld person, but it would be hilarious to have Barry B. Benson in this movie. Any objections? If there were, you're wrong. Next up, we have Rocky Wrench. Now, when I first saw this character pick and thought about this video, I began to wonder if Rocky Wrench should share a voice actor with Monty Mole, since they are very similar species. But I since then decided to give Rocky Wrench his own actor, and he will be played by Jason Ritter. He is well known for his roles as Julian Markston from Matlock, Dipper Pines from Gravity Falls, and Ryder from Frozen 2. Wait, Dipper was in Frozen? I need to rethink my life now. I think Jason Ritter was very good portraying a shy character and one who could also play a rough character, which reminds me a lot of what a Rocky Wrench is. Next up is the coin coffer. I'm sorry, what? Yes, the actual coin coffer is in Mario Kart. And I chose actually a pretty interesting voice actor for him, that being James Woods. He is mostly known for his roles as Hades from Hercules, Jack Crow from Vampires, and Mike Terreno from the Grand Theft Auto franchise. I chose him because I imagined that coin coffers had a big mouth. Okay, I didn't mean literally, but he likes to talk, and he's a fast talker. Honestly, that just made me think of Hades from Hercules. James Wood did a fantastic job playing Hades, and I think the coin coffer could be a very fun role for the actor. Now down to our final two characters. First, we have the Cheep Cheep. Fish! There wasn't any other person I could really think of, as I wanted an iconic fish character to voice the Cheep Cheep. After all, I don't think Nintendo or Illumination want to work with Will Smith after his career took a massive hit. Do you get it? So I went with the next best thing, that being Albert Brooks. He is known for his roles as David Howard from Lost in America, Jacob the Tiger from Dr. Dolittle, and Marvin from Finding Nemo and Dory. I think he was just a perfect iconic fish and a minor voice for a Cheep Cheep. Now let's move on to our final character of the video, that being Conqueror, the giant bird from Mario 3D World. So for my favorite bird enemy in the Mario franchise, I chose Eric Andre. He is mostly known for being the host of the Eric Andre Show, Chris Carey from Bad Trip, and Darius from Sing 2. And yes, I demand he only says bird up. That's it, nothing else. I mean, that would be pretty good paycheck.
Bird up!
And that wraps up this long video. I know this movie will never happen and my casting choice is very extreme at some points, but I think most of my choices were pretty good. Let me know down below if you have any other ideas or improvements to the roster, or if you just want to leave a nice compliment like, hey, you have a good voice, or I'm a genius for making Ricky Gervais playing Petey Piranha. That's cool too. If you would like to see more of me blabbing or do some other super cool lists, then let me know down below. I would kindly ask for a like and subscribe so Kevin James doesn't get his revenge for not being in the movie. But anyway, I'll talk to you all very soon.
Cancel! Bird up! Bird up!